Week 6 is upon us as of tomorrow night. The power rankings for Week 6 presented by our friends at Toyota. Posted yesterday at PFT, and we always talk about them on Wednesday. There they are. Congratulations to the Detroit Lions. They are now number 1. It helps when the two teams in front of you were undefeated and they lost. Chris, I struggled with how far to drop the Eagles. I wanted to put them behind the Bucs, but they just beat the Bucs. And I didn't know who else to put at number 2. If not the Eagles, who would the number 2 team be?
I think that's the number one thing that jumps out to me about this. When I looked at this last night a little bit and was checking it out, PFT like I always do, the Lions clearly won, but yeah, it doesn't feel like there's a definitive, 2. It doesn't feel like there's a definitive top 5 where you just look at it right now and you go, ooh, these 4 or 5 are just in a class that's different than everybody else, right? I mean, I still get the sense that we might see a team, in your bottom half of your top 10 or somewhere in the Patriots at 14. I'm just giving examples. The Broncos at 10. That are every bit maybe worthy of jumping into that top 4 or 5. It's just early on in the season. They messed up a game here and there or whatever. So it just feels like there's a lot of football to be played. And yeah, I don't feel warm and cozy about many teams in the league right now. The Lions are one of them. I think the Buccaneers healthy. I do. The Eagles, I do as well. After that, I don't sit here like everybody else and go, oh, yeah, the Bills, AFC, they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm shocked by just does everybody not see some of the flaws with the Bills? Their defense is not good, everybody. I mean, you saw 2 corners in New England just shut down the receivers in Buffalo last weekend. I mean, shut them down. Where they had to, it was either Josh Allen magic or we got to throw the tight end. We can't even throw to the guys, really. So there's flaws with Buffalo there. That's where I think it's really intriguing where we are in the NFL season right now. It's going to be interesting.
And let's think of it this way. They beat the Ravens, who have proven to be not what we thought they were going to be.
Right.
And they had to pull a rabbit out of their ass to do it. That's week 1. Then they steamroll the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they screw around with the Dolphins.
Right.
Who are down there at number 31 and almost lose. Then they screw around with the Saints.
Exactly.
And almost lose.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's what I mean.
This could be the start.
Right.
This could be the start. Not that the Bills have a highly difficult schedule, but they may have more losses coming and they may not be ready to win in the postseason against the best of the best teams.
No, that's what I worry about. I know the Bills will beat the teams they're supposed to beat in the lower class of football. But when I look at them and go, wait, Super Bowl and all of that, as we've talked about so many times in our relationship, that's a different category, stratosphere of play you need. And yeah, the way they're playing right now, do I think that's sustainable to go to the Super Bowl? I don't. So we'll see where that goes. But, there's a lot of teams in that boat. Right now, the Eagles, I'd sit here and go, I don't know if that's sustainable to go to the Super Bowl either. As awesome and talented as they are, not sure that's sustainable, right? The Colts and the Jaguars, who you have at 5 and 6, have been really one of the more consistent 2 teams in the sport. And the Jaguars, that was a marquee win the other night. Marquee.
Yes.
Basically to be like, we're here. The Chiefs were hot. Everybody thought they'd be on their game tonight. They were kind of on their game. And we made a few mistakes and still beat them. And Trevor Lawrence still does some dumb things here and there, and we still beat them. So I look at that. And we know the Rams, I think, are still going to be in this, So the Packers, I think, are a quality football team. The Broncos, we just saw, beat the number 2 team on your list. And they could be undefeated. So that's where this season looks like it's going to be awesome. The Patriots, I think, are a team that is worthy of being in that conversation of the top 6 at some point. They look like they're trending in that direction. But, yeah, they lost 2 games they probably shouldn't have lost. So they got to fight their way up the totem pole here.
The other thing, too, for the teams that are doing well, that's great, and we'll see how they keep going. But look at the Chargers, injuries. It's the one thing we spend the whole offseason speculating on how teams are going to look and how it's going to go. And we always know, or should know, that injuries are going to change everything. And if you get snake bitten by the injury bug, mixing metaphors, but oh well, it's better than accidentally giving someone the finger when you meant to give them a thumbs up. But look at the Vikings. The Vikings aren't even on the first page. The Vikings beat the Browns, and I didn't move them up or down. I don't know what to do with them because they're so banged up right now. And they may have only Max Brosmer as their starting quarterback option when they play the Eagles coming out of the bye week. So you got to be healthy. But the teams that are healthy and the teams that are just building that consistency now, those are the teams that are going to creep up. And I know people are mad at me that the Chiefs are all the way down to 17, but I mean, they're 2-3.
Right.
Like, where else would you put them?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
They've lost that mojo. What happened on Monday night was exactly the kind of game that the Chiefs win and the Jaguars lose in past years.
Right.
That's what makes it such a watershed moment for both teams. The Chiefs lose. It's 14-14. Yeah, they played with their food a little bit. They blew a 14-0 lead. They're going hot knife through butter down the field, and they're going to score a touchdown. They're going to go up 21-14. Then it's going to be 28-14. And it's going to be 31-17 as a final score. And Devin Lloyd
awesome
makes that
play.
interception.
Right.
And Devin McCourty did a great explanation yesterday of what happened there, that they were doing that Brian Flores crowd the line of scrimmage and have numbers.
Yeah.
And so once Devin Lloyd knew that he was occupying a guy, so there'd be another free release.
That's right.
He could drop back because it didn't matter if that guy blocked him because he's not going.
Yeah, no.
And he made the pick and off he went and everything changed in that moment.
Right. Anthony Campanile, the defensive coordinator of the Jaguars, he's the real deal. He's creative. He's just like Flores. He's got a little base in that type of defense. He understands it. And yeah, that was game planning. That was game planning a quarterback where they knew, hey, he'll see you kind of blitzing. He'll check that off his mind and go, ooh, the middle of the field's open. I'm going to hit him for a touchdown. And they gave him the old okie doke, here I come to blitz, stop. And he comes out and he was told, hey, look, they're going to throw the ball over the middle when we do this. And he made the play. And Devin Lloyd's been balling this year. I mean, one of the best linebackers in football. And Liam Cohen and Anthony Campanile. And, I've known Anthony Campanile since he was a little boy. I mean, crazy. His sister was in grade school with me. She was really my first female friend I ever had, right? Her family was all about football. All her older brothers all played football. I feel bad for her. I know. But, like, she was awesome. And I'd go over there, and all her brothers are coaches. They all are. Powerhouse in New Jersey high school football, coach for the Syracuse team, and, of course, Anthony Campanile there. So it's just such a great story to see him kick some butt and have a moment like that. But on that game too, Mike, it is crazy. The Jaguars winning. We see the Chiefs usually win those games, but they're not winning them this year. And here would be my 2 cents on this. The Chiefs have been a defensive team the last few years. Their defense is not as good anymore. It's not as good. It's good, but it's not as good as it was last year. And last year it wasn't as good as the year before when they beat the 49ers. And that defense wasn't as good as the year before when they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. It's slowly gone down. This is where they need Rashee Rice back in the offense. Because they are, I think, in the midst right now of kind of transitioning back to kind of more of like the offense needs to carry the load. The offense is going to have to be the thing that makes them win the games late in the game here. And the last few years, it's been the defense doing that more times than not. So I think they're in a little bit of a transition period right now. The offense looking better, but, not quite take over the game every week better quite yet.
And it's going to be very interesting to hear what Chris Jones has to say today.
Yeah, that's right.
When the reporters are equipped with the knowledge of him stopping and walking, if even that, toward Trevor Lawrence as Trevor Lawrence was scoring on that play. And I've watched it 50 times. Chris Jones mistakenly believed that a couple of his teammates were making the tackle. and he stopped there. He didn't continue the pursuit to the ball. But look, they teach you this the first time you play it. It's in any sport where there's a loose ball. Basketball, follow your shot, get in there. Football, go to the ball, go to the ball. You never know when the ball is going to come out. You never know when that guy's going to keep going. You got to constantly be pursuing. And I know it's late in the game, but these are professional athletes and they're conditioned and they're supposed to be out there. And if you're out there, the assumption is you are out there and you have the capacity to do what you're supposed to do. And to see him walking like that, standing there loafing, and I know that's a tough label to put on a guy, but the eye in the sky does not lie.
No, that's right. You hustle. You hustle. Yeah, I don't know if he makes that play either, but you don't know. One, if you hustle from the get-go, that first guy that attempted to tackle Trevor Lawrence, maybe you would have got there. Maybe Trevor Lawrence would have saw you bearing down and tripped again, and then be like, oh gosh, Chris Jones is going to hit me. I got to cut back and try to cut inside him, and then maybe you don't get it. So you said it right. There's a lot of reasons you hustle there. And Chris Jones is still a really damn good player. Is he the game wrecker superstar he used to be? No, he's not that. But he's still really damn good. But the Chiefs, two of their greatest leaders in Kelsey and Chris Jones have had some hustle lapses in the early season here. And they're the ones leading the charge. They got to be the guys that set the example, too. That's the most important thing. You can talk all you want. You got to be the guy that's, does it on the field, too. And I know Chris Jones knows that, and he'll fix that.
That play is just the ultimate pendulum swing.
It's crazy.
In one moment, it goes from Trevor Lawrence doing a Trevor Lawrence thing to, holy shit, he's a superstar. And he fell twice. I've been trying to come up with a good name for the play. I put it on Twitter yesterday. There were like 400 responses, and I haven't had time to go through them all. And some of them are okay, some of them aren't. But the Duval double fall is what I was calling it yesterday. I like it. I don't love it. Somebody suggested life alert because I've fallen and I can't get up, which I kind of like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fall is one.
That's another good one.
Six is another one. Yep. So they need a good name for it.
Those were pretty good. I'll say this. I know I didn't get to talk to you about it, but that was the biggest performance of Trevor Lawrence's career. It was the most intensity I've ever seen him play with. It was almost like when he fumbled the quarterback sneak, which you need to go up first before you reach out. That's where he messed up. But it was almost like once he fumbled, he realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to be everybody is going to rag on me, and the whole I'm a bust conversation and Trevor Lawrence does dumb stuff and is he even good is going to become a national media talking point. And it's like he felt that pressure, and I thought that was the most willing performance, willing his team to win that I've ever seen Trevor Lawrence really show. Big moments, big plays, just got it done. It wasn't pretty, but that's something to hang your hat on if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's as simple as this. And his 26th birthday was on Monday.
Yeah.
In everyone's life, you inevitably reach a moment where you have to ask yourself, how much of a shit do you give? How willing are you to do what needs to be done? And I feel like Trevor Lawrence had kind of hit a ceiling on how much he gave a shit. And I feel like he's busted through that now.
Well, that to me is we want to talk about fallers and risers. That's the Liam Cohen effect. Liam Cohen has brought an edge to that team. I think there's no doubt about that. And the Jaguars are here to stay. They're not going to fall apart. I'm not saying they're going to sit here and go 16-1. But this is a team that's won some impressive games. They went out to San Francisco and didn't even play their best ball and beat the 49ers at home. The Chiefs, who we all thought were corrected and going in the right direction and on a mission to keep that going, they got beat by the Jaguars. So there's something here. They're a talented team, and I think between Anthony Campanile on the defensive side and and Liam Cohen on the offense, they got a little creativity schematically, and they got two edgy coaches that I think have made their team tougher, especially late in game in those kind of moments.
And who knows where they go from here. The best news is the Baker Mayfield coaching tree, at least one branch of it, is doing well. The jury's still out on Dave Canales, but so far Liam Cohen's looking good. So kudos to Baker Mayfield as he makes more and more head coaches throughout the NFL with his incredible play. Just another reason.
Well, Liam Cohen, what does he go under? McVay's coaching tree? I don't even know.
Yeah,
what,
he's more
McVay.
McVay. He's more McVay, but it's just funny because Mayfield is the guy.
Yeah.
Mayfield makes Dave Canales a head coach after 1 year as a coordinator, and now Mayfield makes Liam Cohen a head coach after 1 year as a coordinator, and hell, probably do it again. He's gonna have another one. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.